Hi guys and welcome to another video. Ahorita estoy en el baño. What's new? I always go straight here when I land from my commute flight just to use the restroom and touch up my makeup, freshen up, brush my teeth. I'm currently in San Francisco. I am starting a 2-day red-eye tonight. I commuted in on American and my commute went super smooth. I was able to sleep most of the flight and rest for tonight's flight that I am working. We are flying the red-eye from San Francisco to Fort Lauderdale, and it's the early red-eye. I'm working with people that I do know, so I'm pretty excited to see everybody, and yeah, let's get going.
Waste is over a quarter.
We're on a maintenance delay.
Over a quarter, bit hard, isn't it?
We were supposed to have left at 9:10 departure. It is currently almost 11 p.m. Almost a 2-hour delay. We still haven't left San Francisco. I'm super tired already and we haven't even started the flight. We just got to the Fort Lauderdale hotel. Look how cute the view is. I'm obsessed. So beautiful. It is currently 9:20 in the morning and it is time to go back to sleep since we did work the night flight. I am beyond exhausted. We had a maintenance delay. The airport was at 8:10 p.m. and our flight departure was at 9:10 p.m. and we boarded the entire flight and there was a maintenance issue with one of the windows in the flight deck. So we had to do a plane swap. So we had to deplane everyone, swap planes, reboard. Yeah, that just took forever. We're super exhausted. We ended up landing 3 hours later than scheduled. When we got here, we actually came in with another crew and they were trying to get their room keys first when they have 24 hours here and we only have 10. Our rest got reduced to 10 hours, which is minimum rest. And 10 hours, you guys, does not mean that I'm gonna get a full 10 hours of sleep. 10 hours is from the time the plane door opens to the time that the plane leaves. So technically, let me tell you what time it is, okay? Okay, so we just got to the hotel and it's 9:21 and our van pickup for tomorrow, or for today, later today, is at 6:49. So it's about 9, let's just say 9 to 6. So 9 to 10, 9 hours, and that is not counting the 1 hour I have to wake up early, and the 1 hour is probably gonna take me to like shower, get ready to go to bed, take off my makeup, switch into my pajamas. I'm super tired. Okay, bye-bye. Just made it to Seattle. I don't feel good, so I'm gonna briefly just catch you guys up. Lo que pasó was, hold on, I'm hot. Let me take this off really quick. Okay, what happened was yesterday I had my 2-day trip. It was the flight San Francisco to Fort Lauderdale, day rest, and then Fort Lauderdale to San Francisco. We ended up getting minimum rest because we took a 3-hour delay, and then leaving Fort Lauderdale, we were delayed about 40 minutes. So we landed back in San Francisco around midnight, 12:20 to be exact. And yeah, my mom picked me up because I had my trip stacked. I honestly should have been illegal to work this trip that I'm currently on because I think we're required to have 11 hours in base rest. But I think when I picked up the trip, I waived rest, or I don't even know qué pasó. But the point is, I only had about 10 hours and 20-minute rest in base between trips. And like I mentioned earlier, this is not a full 10-hour rest. This is just what the airlines go to be legal. The rest immediately counts after you finish deplaning, which in reality, your rest wouldn't even begin there because you still have to walk to your car, you still have to go to your house, you still have to do all of this, but technically on their end, that's when your rest starts. So yeah, my mom lives an hour away. So by the time we got to my mom's house, it was around 1:30. And obviously my mom had work in the morning and my report wasn't until 10:55. But because she had work, I had to leave the house at 7 in the morning. So I technically only got about 5 hours of sleep. Ahorita me duele la cabeza horrible. But I was actually okay during the flight. When I got to the airport, I ended up taking a nap in the crew room. Felt fine. I got coffee, I ate well. Pero ahorita that we landed es cuando me pegó este horrible dolor de cabeza. We flew San Francisco to Cabo and then Cabo to Seattle. So it was a pretty long day. Just walking that international like section, there was a lot. It was really pretty, but I already didn't feel good. And I feel like walking that whole section me mareó because there's a lot of escalators, bright lights. And when you're not already feeling good, it's like when everything just looks brighter, motion sickness starts kicking in. So ahorita no me siento bien. I think I'm gonna turn on the air conditioning in the room. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep. It is currently como las 9, so it's still kind of early, but I don't feel good. I think I'm just gonna change, go to sleep, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're getting ready to board. It is day 4 of this 10-day block of trips that I have stacked of work. I'm trying to check if we're boarding or not. I finished my 2-day trip. I am currently on a 4-day. Then I have 1-day buffer before I start another 4 days. 10 days total of flying. Just got to our hotel here in Redmond, Oregon. Staying at a Residence Inn, which I totally forgot. I absolutely love these hotels. They're basically an apartment-like setup. So you get the refrigerator, microwave. They have even a dishwasher, cocinita. Not that I'm gonna be cooking. Then that painting is absolutely stunning. Look at that. This is one of those paintings that you can just look at and have so many thoughts while looking at it. Okay, anyways. You have your little couch area, televisión, little bed. Little, no sé cómo se llama esto, and then a full bathroom and shower. We had pretty good flights today. Me siento mejor. I felt so sick last night that I was scared and contemplating calling out sick and figuring out what would happen if I were to not have woken up still feeling well, but luckily I ended up taking an ibuprofen and then I felt better. But we had pretty good flights. There was this little viejito that came to the back galley and told us that his daughter just retired with Delta Airlines and that we were in his thoughts and that he wished us the best with our new contract. And I thought that was so sweet of him. He was like, a lot of people don't know all the work that you do and just how basically how much work and sacrifice goes on behind the scenes. And so yeah, I thought that was really sweet of him because obviously his daughter was in the industry and he knows the ins and outs and just how everything works and how unfair the whole, again, this is my opinion, the whole way we are paid is very unfair. On my layover right now, we have a 15-hour layover here in Bend, Oregon. Oh, les quería decir that I did end up getting my March schedule and I got my days off. So I will be going to Mexico at the end of March and I will be visiting my family. I usually go to Mexico in January, and then when January came this year, I thought like, oh, why don't I try to go another month? Y es cuando se me ocurrió, because I remember one of my cousins always posts about El Día de las Flores, and so I was like, oh my god, I would love to go when it's El Día de las Flores. So then I messaged her on WhatsApp, and yeah, that's when she told me the dates. So I was able to get that off, so I'm super excited. So that will be happening in March. Kind of also why I've been working a lot, because I'm trying to stack my trips and make up for what I'm not gonna work, if that makes sense, because the bills still need to be paid. We are currently in Lauderdale, Mexico. We're just doing a turn today. We're actually going over in LA, and we just landed in Mexico. They're cleaning the aircraft. We have made it to Los Angeles. We have about a 14-hour layover. I am now on my last 4-day block of a 4-day trip that I have stacked. Flights today were super smooth and actually pretty quick. We flew down San Francisco to Loreto, Mexico. And then we flew back up to Los Angeles and we are laying over here tonight. I'm working with an all-boy crew, which is actually kind of funny, but I know all of them. I am just excited to be finishing this 4-day with a crew that I know everybody in the crew. I mean, when does that actually happen that you know everyone in the crew? Ahorita me voy a cambiar because I do have dinner plans here in LA and I will take you guys with me. flying to Las Vegas. Wait, put back. Okay, turn it. When I checked into my hotel, the television says, "Good evening, Charles," and I have been so paranoid that this Charles is gonna show up. But I did double lock my door. I have all of my maletas kind of leaned up against it in case he does decide to show up. And I do have my do not disturb sign también. Charles, this is my room, okay? Do not, I repeat, do not come in. We just got to our layover hotel here in Orlando. We ended up landing a little bit early, but our terminal ended up being completely shut down because there was a security threat. And basically, police was blocking off the entire Terminal B, which is where we landed in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah. Welcome to the happiest place on earth.
So we couldn't exit to baggage claim. We couldn't exit the terminal at all. Everything was closed off. They were even directing traffic away from Terminal B. So it took us a little while to get to the hotel because we needed to sort that out with our shuttle and figure out where the new pickup would be and how to get there. Officially go home day. We're working one flight back to San Francisco. We are currently in Orlando, so we're working Orlando to San Francisco, and then I am commuting home tonight. I am gonna have to connect through Houston because the direct flight on American for some reason isn't operating tonight. My little copeta keeps getting in my eye. There was no direct flight from San Francisco to Dallas Fort Worth, which there usually is one at midnight. It's a red eye and it goes directly to Dallas. However, that flight wasn't operating that night, so I had to connect through Houston on United, and that flight showed like 100 open seats. So I was like, oh, perfect. What I didn't realize is that that plane that was flying to Houston was a wide body plane, which was super weird for it being a short flight. The flight is usually about 3 hours and 30 minutes. And those wide body planes are the huge planes, the planes that are, I think they're 3-seat, 4-seat, 3-seat. They usually go internationally. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'm probably going to get a whole row to myself. Wrong. I got the middle seat. When I boarded, they didn't have any more. There was no more overhead bin space left. So basically the flight attendants told me that there was a couple of bins towards the back. Basically I had to put my luggage in different bins all over the plane where I had to remember where I placed my bag to get it at the end. And then they sat me in a bulkhead, which means you can't put your purse in the seat in front of you. So like my purse is Prada, and not only that, but I have like my wallet, my purse, all of my personal belongings, and I was carrying flowers too. So all of that has to go in the overhead bin, and they were trying to make me put it all the way back there. And I was like, I don't want my purse that far away from me. So I ended up finding a bin a little bit closer where I could keep my eye on it. Again, sitting in the middle seat, grandma over here. So the flight was connecting to Mexico, and abuelita over here sat next to me, and she had absolutely no sense of personal space. Every time she would move, get her buckle, fix whatever, she'd be like this, literally elbowing me. One time she jabbed me so hard in the stomach, I'm sorry, ni un disculpa, ni un nada. And I get it because she's old and I wasn't trying to be rude, but it's like, grandma, get it together. And so I couldn't sleep because every time I was going to go to sleep, it was like, that was the whole red eye to Houston. And once I get to Houston, again, I'm connecting short flight Houston to Dallas. And I'm like, okay, this time I'm probably going to get a better seat and I can finish sleeping. Wrong. Again, I got a middle seat. I did fall asleep, and I actually fell asleep really nicely for sitting in the middle seat. Pero me dormí like this. And so I have the worst strain in my neck, and I have been suffering ever since I got home.